Welcome back to the Finer Details series where we go around the maps of Hitman 3, reunite the Boyband, and just generally create some large rubber ducks. Today we're in Santa Fortuna, which is another one of the large maps of Hitman 3, but it's got a lot of jungle, so it might not have as much, it might have more. Will it? Let's find out. Let's get started, shall we? In a few locations around the map, there's the reappearance of a Cassandra Snow book, which is again created by the author Craig Black, who was the target in the author map from the Patient Zero campaign. When you destroy the plant in the drug farm, Jorge goes to the hill to be able to look for more. When 47 goes to push him off the edge of the cliff, he says Dr. Livingston, I presume, which refers to David Livingstone, who was an explorer back in the 1800s, who got lost in Africa. While it's not exactly the same as the jungles of Santa Fortuna, it's definitely got the same idea around it. In the bar, there's a Freedom Fighters arcade cabinet, which was another old IO game, and the same name as the Columbia mission as well. Around the map, there are various poisonous plants and frogs. When you put them back down, however, they turn into a vial with a picture of either a flower or a frog on it, depending on which you put down. Downstairs in the Delgado mansion, there is a Gamma laundry hamper, Gamma being the Hokkaido medical facility. In the construction site on one of the whiteboards, there is a partially completed hangman game where the solution would be hippopotamus, which is fitting considering Rico has the hippo as a pet. Near to the hippo pen, there's a book containing notes on how to make the hippo happy, including such things as singing 80s pop, book reading, taking to a theme park, trying on comedy wigs, freeform jazz, watermelon, face painting, some ocean sounds and milkshakes, some of which definitely probably would work better than others. On a few of the monitors around the map, there are the Miami race standings, which is interesting considering obviously that was the last map. Obviously a reuse of assets, but interesting for the story. Now I'm going to move on to a couple of interesting out-of-bound bits I wanted to explore, starting with the hippo pen. And it turns out that the hippo pen, the water there, isn't actually water, it's more a carpet that 47 can walk on. Which is interesting considering then that the targets that get chucked in there always sink. Also, the hippo isn't walkable either, and, well, now that 47's in here, he's stuck in here. Which means the hippo's got a new friend, and 47 potentially could be the hippo's dinner. Quite unfortunate, that. The other piece of water I wanted to take a look at of out of bounds was the river near to the drug farm, to see if the piranhas actually interacted with 47 if he went in there. And it turns out if 47 goes over the fence, he can potentially land on the riverbank, but if he goes too far to the left, he will fall under the map, which means you can see everything under the map, including the underside of the buildings and the caves. However, there is no way out from this because 47 can't die and he doesn't get respawned. In one of the drug farm buildings on the table there is an overhead map which represents Santa Fortuna, with the bit in the middle being Rico Delgado's house and the various surrounding landscapes. In one of the shops in the village there is a book by Oybek Nabazov, which is the target from the first mission of Patient Zero. In the party area of the Delgado mansion, you can hear the Paris catwalk music. In the upstairs of Andrea's house, there's a couple of pictures of the construction site. And in a couple of places around the map, there are some pictures of the Sapienza map as well, both the plaza area as well as the seaside part. And once again we return to our old favourite feature, Sapienza Watch, where today we're in a construction site where one of the monitors has the picture of the church once again, returning to the old roots we see. Inside of the bar area there is a jukebox which the spinning round vinyl features music by The Class, which is the band from Bangkok. In Hector Delgado's room upstairs in the mansion, there are some soundtracks on the floor where the back of it, the tracklist title is normal, however everything else is just garbled letters. And finally in the wine barrel room we have the Castello Caruso, which is the same wine from Sapienza. Moving on to some of the bigger Easter eggs now, we're going to start with the secret exit for the map, which definitely requires the most work. It's the Mary Poppins secret exit, which revolves around completing the mission stories of the map without killing the targets, and doing them all in one run. Starting with fixing the drug machine for Jorge Franco. You need to fix the hippo by throwing in either a meaty bone or a body of someone. And this does take a bit of time for the hippo to appear, so I'm just going to fast forward it through. The next thing you need to do is make sure Andrea Martinez reads the letter from Hector Delgado, either from him delivering it or you delivering it yourself.
Let's see what he has to say.
You also need to repair the drug souvenir for Jorge Franco as the hippie. You then need to bring the band back together and perform for the statue unveiling.
This way, everyone! Mr. Delgado will be here soon. Come on now!
Cleanse away.
You need to perform the cleansing ritual at the construction site while dressed as the shaman.
Can I finish my work?
You can fix Rico Delgado's tattoo, which is probably one of the longer ones, and there's also the kill prompt which appears the whole time, which is so tempting to press but you're not able to. And the final one, which I'd definitely recommend doing last, is fixing the submarine. The reason I say do this one last is because as a result it kills Rico Delgado, which obviously if you kill him beforehand you're not able to complete any of the other ones as well. So definitely one to do last, this one. And then once you've completed this, what you need to do is kill both of the other targets by any means necessary.
Rico Delgado has been
Once you've taken out the other targets, if you head to the boathouse near the boat exit, in the tree there will be an umbrella that you can shoot down. When shot down it will drift towards the coastline where you are, and you'll be able to click it as an exit, which results in 47 flying away using the umbrella, similar to how Mary Poppins does. The next bigger Easter egg we're going to take a look at is the hidden tunnel in the caves. To start this, you need to grab the shaman disguise and head to one of the shops in the village here, and you need to enter it using the key from the owner. If you try and enter it using a lockpick or a crowbar, it will not work and the idol will not appear. The idol will be located on the table just on the left hand side here and can be picked up. After this, if you head down into the cave area, and on the left hand side there will be a place where you can put the idol down, resulting in the door opening. This again still requires the shaman disguise to be able to activate, and then once you head in you can follow the path round to the right and it will lead to this room that's got a load of tiles on the floor. And what this is essentially a puzzle which you need to solve to be able to get to the other end. If you step on any of the wrong tiles, it will result in the statues on the left and right side walls shooting out an arrow which will damage 47, meaning that you cannot just run through it because 47 will die from their damage as a result, like so. To solve it you need to follow a very specific pattern, which I'm going to fast forward through now. As I say, if you step on any of the wrong tiles at any points, the statues will shoot you and you'll get damage from it. Following the path round you can see some skeletons along the way, which are obviously people that have tried to solve the puzzle and failed as a result. And then once you get towards the end, you will find on the pedestal the sacrificial blade, which you can use as a melee weapon. And as a bonus, when you leave, the things that were shooting arrows before will shoot out little colourful confetti bits. The next thing I'm going to talk about is the TVs that appear in the map, which once again show off various news articles relating to the maps. The first thing is a little cookery program that takes place in a kitchen you might recognise as the kitchen in Sapienza Villa Caruso. You can tell this by when there's a window shot, you can see the church on the outside view. The next article we've got revolves around someone called Curare, which translates to cure, and also the Delgado cartel, which is the subject of the map.
In other local news, it was the notorious hitman known as Curare who killed 5 Delgado cartel sicarios in Medellin last month and left their mutilated bodies in a so-called bracelet of shame, with their heads jammed up the posterior end of each other's anatomy. This is undoubtedly an escalation in the bloody conflict between the Delgado cartel and their northern rivals, the Moreno cartel. Authorities fear the feud will get worse before it gets better.
During the party?
Another article we've got revolves around the Maelstrom, who is the target of the Mumbai map, and the article even mentions about him being located in India, which is obviously where Mumbai is located.
And we remain in Shanghai, where local police discovered a safe house belonging to fugitive pirate king, the Maelstrom. The Maelstrom was long believed to be dead, but his alleged involvement in the brutal assassination of construction conglomerate CEO Lin Shi indicates that the notorious South China Sea pirate has advanced from pirate to anti-corporate terrorist. Chinese authorities have established a special task force to hunt down the Maelstrom and his crew. But apart from his Indian origin, little is known about the elusive master criminal, including what he looks like.
The next article we've got mentions the murder of Thomas Cross at his son's funeral, his son obviously being Jordan Cross, who we kill in the Bangkok map, and also talking about his replacement.
In New York, the world's largest media conglomerate and GNN's parent company, Cross Holdings, got a new president today. The company's former COO will be taking over from late founder Thomas Cross, who was kidnapped by terrorists at his own son's funeral and later murdered. So far, the market has responded favorably to the new management, and stocks appear to be stabilizing. This bodes well for this network, which, due to our liberal leanings, would no doubt have been first on the chopping block.
The lady and her paperbacks.
The next article we've got gives a bit more backstory towards Rico Delgado and his delving in the political market in order to try and protect his cartel. It's nice to give a bit more backstory to some of the characters as well.
In local news, sources inside the government claim that the current administration has made an unofficial divide and conquer deal with Colombia's biggest drug baron, Rico Delgado, looking the other way in return for large campaign contributions. The president's office adamantly denies the accusations, but stateside, several members of the U.S. Congress find the reports highly disturbing and suggest launching a special inquiry.
Go in there.
And the final article reports on the death of the Knoxes in a Miami race.
The Miami Police Department issued a statement today calling the deaths of Kronstadt Industries' Robert and Sierra Knox during last week's Global Innovation Race an unfortunate accident. The peculiar circumstances and small statistical likelihood of a father and daughter dying tragically within moments of each other have made conspiracy theorists cry foul. Some point to a connection between the Knoxes and the assassinations of several other corporate leaders, such as Dynasty Global CEO Rupert Pierce in London, but so far, no organization has taken responsibility, nor do the MOs seem to match. Whether the awful events in Miami spell the end of the global innovation race, only time will tell. But this year's winner, Moses Lee of Kaun, has already proposed moving the race to
Last night, during
Shanghai.
the party?
The next bigger Easter egg I'm going to talk about is the hidden ducks around the map. Around the map there are 6 rubber ducks which appear one after the other when you shoot the previous one. When you shoot all 6, it then results in something happening in the map, which I'll show off after the 6th one. The first duck is hidden in this tree over here. Duck number 2 is in the Delgado bedroom in the walk-in wardrobe area on the chair. The third duck is at the construction site and it's on top of the crane where you can shoot down the box. Duck number 4 is in one of the shops in the village park, and I definitely recommend a guard outfit so you're not suspicious when holding a gun, and also potentially a sniper rifle for some of the longer away ones. Duck number 5 is in the caves part near the drug cartel area, and it's on top of this light near the cave hole. And the final duck is near the truck exit, and it's hidden outside the map on one of the logs over there. As I say, a sniper rifle is highly recommended because they are quite hard to shoot from a distance without one. When you shoot the 6th one, after a couple of seconds, on the left hand side, a large yellow duck will appear. This duck is not interactable, and it'll just drift on through and can't be deflated with a gun or exploded or anything. Just a fun little detail to have, really. And the final Easter egg we've got for this map revolves around Hector Delgado and 47 definitely ruining his day and causing some adverse consequences. To start this one, you need to retrieve the letter from the limping guard downstairs in the Delgado mansion and give it to Hector. Once Hector has the letter, he will walk out of the mansion and head towards Andrea Martinez, where he will hand it over to her. The next step is, while Martinez is reading the letter, to push her over into the lake with the piranhas. Because Hector is down below watching, he will see that and think that, well, she's read the letter and not wanted to live with it.
Martinez is down. Good work.
Once this has been done, Hector will head back to the mansion and, well, snort some coke essentially, before walking up the top stairs here and doing something quite unorthodox, really. He's obviously seen that Andrea has essentially killed herself from the letter, and he can't live with what's happened. He'll stand on a ledge and think about it for a second, before climbing over in a second. He'll climb over and essentially jump off. This isn't 47's first foray into this kind of thing after Sapienza landslide. And the other part of this is, none of the guards will bother to interact with his body at all. Even when this guard walks right next to it, he does nothing about it, although the body can still be dragged as usual, and you are suspicious when doing so. That's all we've got for the Santa Fortuna map. Next time we might be moving on to Mumbai, but depending on the size we'll see. Thanks for watching, be sure to like and subscribe for more, and I'll see you in the next one.